Hey guys, today I want to talk a little bit about puppy handling and getting your dog used to some of the routines that are going to be necessary as they grow up. We're going to work with Pearl here. She's 15 weeks old and she's a bundle of get up and go, but we're going to teach her that she actually has to hold still and settle down in order for some handling. You need this kind of stuff because your dog's going to need grooming for the rest of their life, so this is the type of thing we're going to work on. First of all, I want you to understand to restrain the dog a little bit. You can see that I'm sitting on the floor and I have her in my lap so that I can use my body to kind of keep her snugged into me. I'm going to take my left arm and bring her into my body so she can't go anywhere. But from this position I can mess around with her feet a little bit because dogs are going to need nail trims for the rest of their life. So I am going to touch each and every toe because that's a necessity as we learn to trim nails. You can see she wants to pull away just a little bit. But as I restrain her, she doesn't have too much option. She has to get used to it. I'm going to give her a little bit of praise. She tolerated that very well. Then we're going to move on to the ears. A lot of dogs will get ear infections, so you want to teach them to tolerate having that ear flap flipped over. And you want to look in there, make sure there's no dark waxy material. I'll touch a little bit with my finger. Most dogs will like this, but I'm replicating the idea that if I have to clean the ears in the future, I'd be using a little cotton ball. I'd be massaging some medication or ear cleaner down there, so I'm getting them used to that idea right now. Then we're going to move on to the mouth, and I'm going to lift up her lips and take a look at those teeth. Good girl. And do this side. Most dogs are not crazy about this. You can see some wiggling, but I am going to persist. Easy, easy. I want to run a finger or my thumb along that gum line. Good. A lot of times it's really advantageous to learn to brush the dog's teeth, or at the very least we're tolerating touch of the mouth because your veterinarian's going to look in there sometimes, so I want the dogs to get used to this, okay? Plus with our puppies, a lot of times we have to take something out of their mouth, so I do want the dogs to get used to the idea of having their mouth touched. And then finally, I'm going to come back here to the rear end. Now, Pearl's got real short hair, but some of you guys got long-haired dogs. I like to fuss back here on the hind legs, under the tail a little bit, especially for those dogs that have a lot of hair. You know, sometimes you got to do a little cleanup work. We have to brush back here, and dogs can be sensitive about having their hind end and their tail touched a little bit. So a little restraint, and I'm teaching her to hold still and to tolerate this. That's a good girl. All right. So there you go, 4 easy things. We touched the toes, we worked with the ears, we looked in the mouth, and we fiddled around on the rear end a little bit. Really easy routine to get into. You are playing with your puppy and petting them anyway, so spend that 1 to 2 minutes every day handling the body like that, and it's going to make your life a lot easier for grooming your dog, and it's certainly going to make it easier for the veterinarian or any healthcare people that have to take care of your dog later in life.